Today, we are going to discuss, after the Heat's dominant performance in Game 7 against the Celtics, whether I believe they have a chance against the Nuggets, do not have a chance, and ultimately what defenses the Heat are going to try and throw at Jokic and the Denver Nuggets to try and throw them off, and whether I think they'll work or not. The first area we talked about, and one of the reasons for the Heat's success, is the fact that they went small. So, notice Bam Adebayo is the largest player on the court. So, first thing is, let's look at whether that's going to be effective against the Denver lineup or not. This is going back to the regular season game between the Denver and the Heat. We can see that it's essentially a very similar lineup, maybe the exact same lineup, in fact, with Adebayo being the largest. So, he closes out to guard Jokic, and Jokic gets a fantastic look. This is going to be a major issue for the Heat if they decide to go small. I do not believe that Bam Adebayo can guard Jokic one-on-one consistently. The second issue that the Heat ran into that caused the Celtics problems was switching on defense. So ball screen, they switch right here to take away drives. Makes it easier for them to play defense, forces the Celtics to play a little bit more one-on-one, leads to a turnover. Okay, so then we go back to the Nuggets game, and let's see how they handle switching here. So first off, we can see Jokic is matched up with Martin, which is going to be a massive size advantage for the Nuggets. Throw the ball inside, double comes Jokic, passing ability, bang, open layup. Maybe that was a fluke though. Let's look and see what happens in the next play. They switch, right back to Martin, switch now Butler. And Jokic layup. Putting anyone that isn't a big on Jokic is just going to be so difficult because of Jokic's ability to contort his body. The final area that gave Boston a lot of trouble was when Miami went to a zone. So they go to this little amoeba type zone, essentially forcing Boston out of their normal comfort zone. And again, leads to a turnover. Lucky for us, we have a good comparison in the fact that the Heat went to a zone against Jokic as well. What do? Got the ball inside, kicked it out, found the open person, led to a decent look. The big concept we talked about, the reason I loved the Miami Heat zone, was because once the ball got to the inside, they just essentially ignored him and let him play Al Horford versus Bam Adebayo. The difference is, you cannot do that with Jokic. You cannot just leave him one-on-one on the inside. You have to collapse down because Jokic is going to score with an open look. And the fact that he gets the ball in here and all five people look inside shows the difference in mentality the zone is going to have to be against Denver versus against Celtics because of what Jokic is. So, and then when they look in, he's going to find the open pass, and that's just a great look from a corner three. So that covers the three areas of going small, switching on defense, and playing zone. All three of which really worked against the Celtics, but I don't think are going to be super successful against the Nuggets. So then let's discuss what the fourth possible action is, and that would be trying to double. Again, they did that against Jokic. So the issue against that is once you throw it in, the double comes, Jokic just finds the open person every time. Leads to a good open shot again. So while the Heat have been dominant coming to this point, the Nuggets have also been pretty dominant coming to this point. And the big issue I see in this is that you have to change your defense a little bit for Jokic no matter what. And the issue is Jokic counteracts every single thing that the Heat could throw at them pretty well, literally just by himself. I think if maybe the minutes Jokic is out, if the Heat could capitalize, they'll have a decent chance, but when Jokic is on the floor, he is going to be an X factor for determines that the Nuggets are going to have good possessions almost every time that he touches the ball.